Thompson. Young.
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
Lambert. Here.
Okay, first order of business is the recognition section. We're going to start with Teacher of the Year. And excels academically, socially, and athletically. He has been a leader and a role model to students in 4th grade. He participates in computer club, intramurals, and he is a treasure for student council.
Anybody that was here for just that portion, you're more than welcome to stay with us, or if you'd like to leave, you can go ahead and leave at this point.
Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.
Comments and questions, because we do have also at the same time have a hearing on the budget. Anybody that turned in one that is related to the budget at all, I will be calling you during that section, so don't think I forgot you when I close the floor for the public comments, okay? You will get your chance during the budget portion. So public comments, Renee Turner from Winthrop Park.
Hi, I'm Renee Turner. The first question is directed to D. You mentioned in your letter to the editor that you contacted the local bus company. You got a figure of $146,000 for 3 buses. Does this figure include the cost of drivers, fuel, insurance, oil changes, and other maintenance during the school year?
Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, it has a certificate of insurance for liability to the tune of $10 million as in the guidelines of the state code. The hiring procedures are all included, and they have internal standards that have been in place for over 30 years. They have their compensation, which is in line with standard procedures. They do drug testing, pre-employment testing, annual testing, random testing, post-accident testing, return to duty testing, responsible suspicion testing. They currently use J.J. Keller software system to administer their drug testing policies and procedures. They've been using Northwest.
Does it include the fuel?
I'm not done with this. I'll answer your question.
Well, you answered the part that I wanted. Does it include the fuel and the cost of the
Yes, it does.
So for $146,000 a year, we need 3 buses, fuel, insurance, the cost of the drivers, oil changes, all the maintenance on the vehicles.
Correct.
So why didn't we have this deal during the past years?
Keep in mind though on the fuel, and I say this just simply because I work in the transportation industry, that it fluctuates. So should the national average go over $4, it could rise, minimally, but yet.
So why did it cost us thousands of dollars more previous years?
There's 3 parts to the transportation. So one part is the transportation, the bus runs you're referring to. We spend over $200,000 transporting special ed students as well. And then so the transportation last year for us cost about $400,000 in total, and that's special ed, that's the athletic buses, that's the field trips, and that's the regular busing. The regular busing portion last year, and rough number, we ended up, I think it was $139,600 is what transportation cost the district last year. Got a price this year to do the early childhood runs and the regular runs, the 3 runs, and it was in the $140,000 range transportation after all said and done, meaning people paying some portion or whatever, would still be, best guess, right at about $100,000 mark for us for this year. That's what it would be.
All right, aside from my question, I also have to state, I'd like to know how many in this room who've worked the same job for the past 5 years have taken a pay cut? Okay. Okay. Would anybody in this room be willing to submit their tax returns for the scrutiny that the teachers had to go under? And how many of you have to pay to supply your classroom with instructional material?
About at work, I have to
Aside
pay
from
for
the
my
teachers.
supplies.
Payment on health
Yeah, the
insurance.
teachers pay all for all their supplies.
My own health insurance,
An average
100%.
of 77% of all teachers pay anywhere from $400 to $800 a year out of pocket for their classrooms.
There's also tax deduction.
Okay, Renee. Very much. Thank you. No, we're
Voluntary, though.
but thank you.
Can you comment on that?
No. Jill Limbo? Jill?
My name is Jill Limbo. I'd like to know if there's a required number of meetings one should attend while serving on the school board.
There is not an exact number, no.
The reason why I'm asking is we've got one board member that I've been coming to the last 6 meetings, if not prior to that. She has not been in attendance. I want to know, I mean, with we've got this amount of turnout now, why can't the one that we appointed to represent us be here?
I'm not
And I'm
sure.
sorry, I think that it's time that you as being a board need to decide whether we're going to keep her or we're going to get rid of her and replace her. But I think 6 months is long enough that we actually have to.
And we have talked to her. She was at our special board meeting that we just had the in-service, and she will be here next month on a regular basis. Okay? Ms. Steve Bestwood from Barber.
I want to address 2 things tonight. First, I must address the public debate that's been going on still. Some call it transparency, I call it pushing in the community against each other. Numerous articles in the ZB News and posts on Facebook have claimed our teachers are overpaid and how they should take pay cuts so the children can have safe busing. We all know many people are angry about the transportation being cut from this year's budget, but insinuating that it's the teacher's fault for taking raises over the past couple of years is why we're in a budget shortfall is just irresponsible. There are a lot of people out there that will never dig to get the facts, but they will get angry on things they might have read in the paper. They will read some of what's printed in the newspaper as fact rather than one person's opinion, and then turn it and do things such as curse out the windows during pickup and drop out of the teachers to give back their pay. These are the very teachers that are out there trying to keep our children safe, who have done nothing to create this mess, but seem to be the ones left to take the brunt of the attacks and workload. Stop the madness, fix the problems, and do the job you're elected to do. Which leads me to the second issue. I'd like to address. Our teachers are overloaded this year, and the education of our children will suffer. Grades 4th, 5th, and 8th each have 70 students. Kindergarten has 2 classes of 27, sharing 1 aide. While busing is important, I believe providing our children with quality education is a priority. Winthrop Public teachers are awesome, but even they have limits on what they can do with overcrowded classrooms and split classes. I beg Dr. Geiser and the board to take another look at the budget and find more room for more teachers.
Well, I've got some serious questions about serious safety hazards. When I lived in Virginia, I was forced to put my kids on a city bus and bus them for racial equality. Now, the school district did not have buses. For safety purposes, my kids got on that bus and rode through the ghetto and dodged rocks and bottles. My youngest son got a bottle across his chest. They hauled him to the hospital. And when I called the school to find out where my son was, well, we don't know. When I called the bus service, we put him on an ambulance and he went to the hospital. Which one? Well, it ends up, I paid for the busing. They didn't keep my kids safe. And the school's answer to this, it didn't happen on school grounds. Okay. Now, fortunately, the state of Illinois has some guidelines that you're supposed to follow. I think personally you got the cart before the horse. Now, what is a serious safety hazard?
A 4-lane state highway.
That's one. State Board of Education says it's serious.
It does have an overpass, but that overpass is impassable for 4 months out of the year because of the ice and snow that is knocked there on a regular basis by the village of Winthrop Harbor.
And the State Board of Education
That's not village
a serious safety
Why don't we let
hazard
Mr. Evans?
It's a safety hazard.
is one that exists when a pupil has to walk the streets normally traveled by vehicular traffic. The nightmare on 9th Street up here, I saw kids crossing at Monroe on 9th Street. There is no school crossing signs there. I think that's pretty serious. Okay, who determines serious safety hazard? The people right in front of you here, the school board. And the reason I say you put the cart before the horse, April, you had 4 new members, or 4 members sworn in. And without reviewing the safety